trying to get the new modem and router set up and everything looking pretty and operational. Only to come to find out that even though the new router has the ability to do dynamic DNS setups, it doesn't allow for hairpin natting. That's ludicrous. How are you gonna let it get set up to where I can hairpin nat, or should be where I can dyne DNS to it? Instead of sending data out from my, or basically allowed to like reverse DNS to where I can put like a domain up and say, you know, sollygames.net. That domain doesn't exist. I have not made that one. Or I'll use a real example, like cultofjames.org. Say if I wanted cultofjames.org to actually point back to a server that I had on my computer. If I was running it off my Power Edge at home or something like that. So I would set it up to point to my IP. That's what dynamic DNS does. It allows you to, because a lot of home accounts or residential accounts are set up with dynamic IPs rather than static IPs. So you have to constantly change the IP. They're generally sticky, so as long as you don't like lose connection for more than 24 hours, you're generally good and safe to keep the same IP. That's why I managed to have the same IP for like the last like 6 or 7 years straight now. Then I got this new modem and different IP now. So I set up the dyne DNS. I usually have it running on the Pi, and then I had some issues like, well, some of this isn't working right. All right, I'll disable the Pi and try to enable it on itself, and it didn't fix it. So I went back to just running. So what's trying to happen is, specifically on SIP phone, the SIP application on my desktop, I have it set to go to my dyne DNS domain for my phone services. So it's technically leaves my network and then comes right back in. And that's what's called a hairpin, to where if you look at the traffic, the way it flows on like a diagram, it's literally going out the interface and then coming right back in the same interface. It does not actually go anywhere else, leave my network and go up to a public internet or anything. It just goes out and right back in. So it's called a hairpin NAT. So even though the router allows me to set up hairpin, or allows me to set up a dynamic DNS entry, I cannot hit that dynamic DNS domain from anywhere inside my own network. So I can't go to if I set it, which is not how I have it set up, but if I was to go to cultofjames.org and it was pointing back to my IP, I wouldn't be able to reach it from inside my network. It's just ludicrous. There's absolutely no reason I should be getting blocked on a router that's on hairpin natting on a router that allows you to set up dynamic DNS. That should be just it shouldn't even be an afterthought at that point. It should just work, right? At least I think that's what it is. I'm going to go back and double check some configurations, and I'm going to put up spin up a test instance on my desktop of a Linux system. Spin up a VM of a Linux and throw in a little Apache server on there. And then I'm going to throw a port forward in that just forwards to the IP of that virtual instance. Bypassing the Pi altogether, it's going to run straight to the VM on my desktop. If I can reach it as a hairpin net, now I know it's not the router, it's actually something on the Pi blocking it somehow. And that's the only way I can think of how to test it. I've been trying to troubleshoot and figure out how to make this thing do a forced hairpin net. And I just realized I need to test it before I absolutely state that's what it is. tribulations of running VM instances and natting and port forwarding and God. I'm halfway tempted to pay for like a rack space just in the middle of probably like a local colo, and just dump my all my stuff there, all my network gear and everything. So I don't have to worry about problems like this, because if it's all off net, I don't have to worry about any natting issues. I don't have to worry about port forwards, my network, or anything. Had like 500 feet behind me and you had to come up and cut in front of me? Really, bro? Is it gonna make that much of a difference to cut in front of me that you couldn't sit behind me? Whatever, jerk. Cost to throw up a lab that like people can buy into. So like say I get a bunch of the gear and have it all operating at home, and I get like a large pack of static IP addresses, like maybe a /24. And then with that, get a bunch of gear, set them all up on just have different static IPs, but also have them all physically connected to each other as well, and different card types in them for different purposes and things. And then just let people pay me money and be like, hey, I need to throw this together in a lab. I don't have a lab in front of me, and I don't have access to this or that, or I don't have this equipment. And they pay me like hourly rental times. Like, I need to rent it for 5 hours. Like, cool. Here's the information and the log information. Like, I just literally go and add them to like Active Directory or something for duration of what they need to do. And if they need to physically go to it, have everything be put into like a physical office space. they don't need the physical access. You know, they'll have all the IP information. I could probably just make it even simpler. Just like throw up a firewall with a VPN and give them like a login on VPN and be like, all right, here you go. Sign to the VPN. You're now on my network. You can access all the gear. Here's the list of gear and their IP information. And just like throw basically a little Visio design up of how everything is looking. If they need me to physically go out there, like if they do everything remotely, you know, it's X amount. But if they need someone physically outside to start moving stuff around and change stuff around, like I need you to throw a physical loop up here, or I need you to run from this card to this card, or this port to this port, and then throw that up. Class and residential class equipment to throw up like a E6000 chassis or something that becomes a CTS and cable modem termination system or a CTS cable termination system. Just have a couple different modems and then routers set up as well. That way you can be like, let me see if I can get this L2 VPNX connect to work across all this gear. Let me see this firewall to work this way, this VPN, and then this that, and the other thing. I absolutely believe this is all possible, and that people will be willing to pay for it. I don't think I can come up with business resources and financials to get something like this off the ground. to my bet that we are all slowed down because there's a car parked on the side of the road and nothing real going on. I am good. That when YouTube drops like that and the app closes consistently in the same 2 to 3 areas every time, it's because I reach a very brief moment of dead zone. My guess is there's probably a certain type of packet that's getting sent at that time that I've reached those dead zones, that every once in a while when I'm in those spots, it just causes the app to be like, oh, we're not getting anything back. We're going to shut down because we failed. Catch it, but the car coming off my left has a people paint job. Very retro 80s. Oh, it's not a paint job. They put fucking paint on it, or tape. They're using like pink colored scotch tape to fake stripes on their vehicle in a very 80s retro triangles, rectangle shaped pattern. Hilarious. Franz, hilarious. The drive back home today wasn't as bad as it was yesterday. It's the first day, school jitters and traffic. That's pretty much resolved itself. I'll snap at Spectrum, my local ISP. They're program is the one that's giving me all the headache right now. Like, for seriously. And almost 10-year-old EMTA modem router combo device that didn't have dynamic DNS options within itself directly was able to handle hairpin natting. All this new fancy stuff that can give me 300 meg service can't handle hairpin natting. What the F, bro? What the F? I like how that joint, those people back there have a anti-abortion, thou shalt not kill, yard sign thing, but yet they also have cows that they slaughter for meat. I'm pretty sure in the same vein, they also probably willingly assist a border crosser to their death because they're not American. Dragon flows. So many dragon flows around. Just Got some errands to run. Then I'll be home trying to run a few more tests on the thing. I'll probably stream that because why not? Alright. Let's see if I can pinpoint if it's my Pi causing this issue with the hairpin knotting, or it's my actual router causing the issue with hairpin knotting. But either way, deuces, yo.